and welcome to Ask an Author. Today we are very, very honoured to have the incredibly talented June Perkins with us. Welcome.
Oh, hi, Michelle. It's so good to be here, and thank you for inviting me to be part of this program that you're doing. It's wonderful.
Thank you so much. Kids have sent in a whole heap of questions that they want to ask you about what it's like to be an author. So Emma wants to know, did you like books as a kid?
Oh, I absolutely loved books. I used to go to the library and I'd borrow the maximum and bring them all home. And I'd be, can I have more? And they'd say, no, June, you can only get 10. So I would have to go back again when I'd finished them. Yeah, loved books.
Oh my gosh. And Bella wants to know, do you have a favourite book character?
Oh, this is a really hard one. I was thinking about that. I really like the little girl in the secret garden and how is it Mary is her name?
Yeah, Mary
I love
White
the way,
Contrary.
I love her character. I just love the way she kind of is very grumpy at the start and lost, and then she just blossoms like the garden. I love that character, and yeah, there's lots of others, but that's one that I especially love.
That's amazing. And James wants to know, how do you get ideas for your stories?
I get them from lots of places. I get them from walking in nature and observing things. I love to take my phone with me or my camera and take photographs, and I see interesting things. I went around the block yesterday and I saw a very funny hat with eyes on it, and I saw two thongs hanging, little children's thongs hanging in a tree, and I saw a car that looked like it was being prepared for restoration, and I thought, what an unusual set of things to see. So I had to take a little photograph and do a collage. So yeah, lots of things inspire, and also stories from my mum of Papua New Guinea. I like those as well. So yeah, and stories that my dad used to tell. He used to make up stories for us and we were characters in them. And I still sometimes think about those characters and and poetry as well. I love poetry a lot.
Oh, that is so cool. And Liam wants to know, have you travelled anywhere exciting?
Yes, oh, sorry, I don't know what happened there.
Okay.
Okay, I've been to Kiribati island in the Pacific, a little group of islands, and that was amazing because they have houses without any walls, which if you're not used to that, and there's no walls, and it was just so different from where I'd grown up in Tasmania, and everybody like piled onto the bus and was sitting on crates and stuff, and you sort of, it was just such a different environment. So that was really interesting to be in a place where everybody speaks a different language, and the housing's different, and they didn't have street signs as well, which I found like, how do you find your way around? We go past that tree, past that, and then just, navigating without signs was like really unusual because I just wasn't used to it.
Wow, that just would have been so awe-inspiring as well, to think that, there's a total different way that other people live that we don't even think about.
Yeah, it was fantastic. And I enjoyed just listening to people and watching what things were important to them. And one thing I remember was, it was a long time ago, but people were very aware of not wasting plastic. So you had to pay for your plastic bag if you went to the tiny little corner shop, and they were very careful with their rubbish as well. So yeah, that was really interesting. And this was a long time ago in the Pacific. So yeah, that was pretty cool.
That is so cool. That is amazing. And Harper wants to know, do you have any hobbies?
Yes, I love playing the guitar. I love photography. And I used to like drawing. I draw now because I know so many wonderful artists. I'm a bit intimidated to draw. But yeah, I like doing more abstract doodling, I think I would call it, where I'll, put words or something on it, or scrapbook or something and cut things out. But yeah, I used to like to draw as well.
We'll call it meditating drawing now or something.
Yes.
Instead of illustration. I'm the same. I know too many amazing illustrators. I don't know if I'd even try. Abby wants to know, what makes you laugh?
Well, I thought about this, and the first thing that came into my head was my husband David, because he's very funny. He likes to tell jokes and stories, and one of the funniest things he does is he still does this, he wears odd socks to work, and then his students have to work out when he wears matching socks. So yeah, he makes me laugh a lot. But I found that after being with him for a long time, that it's encouraged me to have a go at making jokes or puns sometimes, which I never would have done years and years ago when we were first married, but now it will just happen naturally, and I'm like, oh, okay, so he's rubbed a little bit off of me. And just funny stories. I think situations probably that can be very amusing as well. At the moment, my guinea pig, the family guinea pig, makes me laugh a lot because he sniffs the air to see if you've got something delicious to eat, and his mannerisms just make me giggle. And if you come into the room with a mandarin or something, he like bounds to the barrier of where he is and is like, give me some food. And he just amuses the whole family. So yeah.
Oh, I think he needs to be in one of your books. He sounds really
so.
cool. Maddie wants to know, what did you want to be when you grew up?
I wanted to be an archaeologist or a writer, and then at one time I also wanted to be a doctor.
Wow.
Yeah, but our whole classroom was set up when I was in grade 6, was set up as if we were in Egypt, and our teacher just made that whole world come alive. So we had a pyramid we could walk into. We had he transformed our classroom into like a set, and it just really made a huge impression on me. So I was like, yes, I'm going to be an archaeologist to go to Egypt one day, which I still haven't done except virtually.
Not too late. It's not too late. Aren't teachers superheroes? Like, honestly think that teachers are just amazing, that they could, do that one little thing and it just makes this part of your brain just explode. And yeah, I think teachers are awesome. Let's see, here we go. Jenny wants to know, what's the best part about what you do?
Having permission to daydream and read lots of books for different ages, especially when you're writing for children. And I remember when I first had my kids, I loved going to children's movies as well, because you have your kids with you, and before that I used to borrow them and be slightly embarrassed, but now I can just say, I'm researching for my book, I don't care, I'll go and watch movies for kids as well. And I love daydreaming. Just that permission to just sit there and know that my brain is doing things as I'm walking or whatever, I'm still writing, and to have permission to do that is one of the best things about being a creative writer.
Yeah, I agree. Like, as if you're just kind of staring off into the distance, and people can go, what are you doing? Go, I'm working here. It's all about my job. So if you get caught daydreaming in school, kids, you can blame it on June Perkins, who said that it's all part of being an author. Chrissy wants to know, if you had one wish, what would you wish for?
I would definitely, even though this might sound really cliched, I would say, world peace and the end of poverty, just so that everybody had the opportunity to have an education and have a safe and nurturing environment. I just think that's just something that all of us would want, for our kids and our grandchildren. So yeah, I would like that.
I agree. And we've got lots of kids watching today who are just going to be so inspired by you. If you had one piece of advice for them, what would it be?
Definitely follow your dreams and look inside for those unique talents that make you, and you are so special, and you have something of value to offer the world. And it doesn't matter what your circumstances are. If you reach out, there will be people to help you. I think you will find them in your life. So I have lots of special, I suppose, called adopted aunties and sisters. I never had sisters, so I always wanted sisters. I just just adopt people to be my sisters.
Okay.
And I think, you know, if you can have that beautiful support network around you, and it will develop through your talents that you share too. So don't be scared to share something. And yeah, so just go for it, and don't be scared.
That is amazing advice. Thank you so much. And if kids watching as well are thinking, you know what, I might actually really like to ask June a question, or maybe just contact you and find out a little bit more about you, what's the best way that they can do that?
Well, if they type gumboots pearls in on this web search, that's kind of one of my creative names that I like, because I lived near a big gumboot in Tully, and I just decided I would adopt that name. Or my magicfishdreaming.com page, which is on various spaces. You can leave a question on my web there. So those are places that you can just leave a question, and I'll get back to you there. So yeah, is that all you need to know, Michelle?
Yes, that's amazing. You get a real life author to answer your question. And what I'll do is I'll put those links in the description of the video, so that if kids want to get in contact with you, it's super easy. They'll be able to find those details, and then they can ask you a lot more questions, because I am sure just from the answers that you've given us today, you have motivated so many kids to get daydreaming. I think that's something really special. So thank you so much for that.
Thank you, Michelle. If I could high five you, I'd high five you through the computer.
Virtual high five.
It's really lovely to talk to you. And I'm allowed to say, like, you're really inspiring too. And it's just lovely. Can I call you one of my creative sisters as well?
Yes, we are sisters. That's what I was going to say before.
Yeah.
We are creative sisters, you and me. We sure are. And I think if somebody asked me what was the best part of what I do, I think it's hanging out with all my creative sisters like you. So thank you so much for that. And if any of the kids want to hear some more interviews with more of our creative sisters, make sure you hit that subscribe button and join us on another Ask an Author. Bye, June.
Bye.